Alright guys, video by the Chill Samurai. This new anime proves Atakawa understands story twists on another level. Now, this is actually called Diamonds of the Shadow Realm. I saw the trailer on Crunchyroll. It's made by the same author who created Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, essentially. So, this should be a good anime. It was made by the same author. It probably won't be as good as, Full Metal Alchemist, but it'll probably be a decent anime.
Within 5 minutes of episode 1,
I actually haven't watched episode 1 yet. I'm still kind of uneasy on this anime. Still want to check out the video though, just maybe this can get me into it a little bit. And I'll be honest, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I've actually never really gotten through it. I got to like episode 3, I ended up kind of just quitting or dropping it. I mean, maybe I'll get back into it. I don't know.
Daemons of the Shadow Realm already pulled off something most anime spend their entire seasons building toward. And if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, you already know exactly how they did it. You just
The thing is, bro, it's so short too. It's only 63 episodes. Yet this, like, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, ironically, it was the one anime I just could never, like, finish. I still need to finish it. I've watched Dragon Ball Z. I've watched 1,000 episodes of One Piece. I've watched Naruto. I've watched freaking Death Note, AOT.
haven't realized it yet. Most anime introduce their world building in two ways. They either spend multiple episodes drowning you in information, or they slowly drip feed you information as the story progresses. But mangaka Hiromu Arakawa chooses neither option. She quickly introduces the world and mechanics, and then immediately spins it on its head. And her newest manga turned anime proves it. The secret is all in the pacing, but we'll get to that in a bit. I'm the Chill Samurai, and to learn how she blows your mind from episode 1, we first have to start with...
Wait, I might actually be wrong. This anime might not be made by the author of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but it might actually just be like either the studio or design team. I don't necessarily remember. It's one of those.
The first 9 or so minutes of Daemon of the Shadow Realm is dedicated to introducing our main character Yuru and his normal life in a seemingly average village in feudal Japan. We follow Yuru on a normal day for him, where he hunts and gets supplies to support his sister Asa, and is friends with the whole village. He visits his sister.
Okay, his sister's name is Asa. Kind of reminds me a bit of Asa from Chainsaw Man, just two of the same names,
Often, and is very protective of her. So much so, he won't take any job that makes him leave the village. There are a few things that are a little odd, such as Asa being behind bars, or...
Yeah, that's really weird. Does she have like a demon inside of her or something? Is this gonna turn into Naruto?
Or Yuru hearing dragons while he hunts, but it's not enough to be overtly suspicious. This is important because not only are we very quickly establishing his character and skills, but we also know about as much as he does, which pretty perfectly sets us up for some insane plot twists. But here's the thing. Unlike a lot of other plot twists that kind of come out of nowhere, everything on screen has a double meaning, and are expertly crafted to destroy what the characters value, their perception of the world, or, quite often, both. Everything we've seen so far on screen, with him visiting his sister, talking to the various townsfolk, was all setting up for this first plot twist.
Okay, cool. If there's gonna be a plot twist in like episode 1, that's actually pretty crazy, I won't lie. I think that's a great idea. I mean, it's so rare to get a plot twist in in episode 1 of a series in general, isn't it? Like, it's kind of cool.
Those dragons Yuru heard are actually planes and helicopters, which means it's actually the modern day. It's honestly really impressive how well it was set up to both feel like feudal Japan, but the plot twist doesn't feel cheap because we all know what planes look and sound like. So now the military is storming the village and taking people out left and right. Yuru, it turns out, can shoot more than just birds and heads straight to where his sister is, where we are then hit with plot twist number 2.
There's 2 plot twists? Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. I think I saw her in the trailer, so... I mean, this is nice, actually, just kind of having a female main villain. Bro, that is so rare, except for, spoiler alert, Makima Chainsaw Man, of course. Yeah, Fujimoto is the exception. He made Makima from Chainsaw Man the main villain, which was perfect. Makima is like a 10 out of 10 manipulator right next to Aizen and Kenjaku.
だよ、兄様。迎えに来た。
And maybe even Crollo, if you want to say that. I mean, some people kind of say Crollo is a little bit of a manipulator. You know, Crollo, Lucifer from like Hunter x Hunter, whatever, Crollo.
Now, this alone is insane, but it is further built upon in episode 2, where it's revealed that the fake Asa was put there by the village to keep Yuru there.
Wait, so oh, that's that is demonic. That's insane. So what happened to his actual sister? Is she dead?
Makes you wonder what happens when the fake Asa gets out, or which of them was actually trapped in the cage after all. These
Yeah, bro, that's a great quote, by the way. Which of them was truly in the cage? You know, it just kind of hits different.
first two twists are there to destroy the things Yuru cares about, in the order they were introduced to us. But these next two change how Yuru understands the
Ooh,
world
damn.
and himself.
All right, this show a little bit graphic. Dang.
The next twist is that girl who is splitting people in two isn't doing it on her own.
おじさん見える人だ。
We could have seen her two diamonds straight from the jump, but then we wouldn't know only certain people can see them. Plus, it sets things up nicely for Yuru to get his own diamonds, left and right. Side note, do these guys remind anyone else?
The diamonds, I feel like, I mean, again, I don't know how diamonds are truly gonna work, but so far it's kind of giving me a vibe of Momoto from Zatch Bell, or like frickin' maybe even Stans from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Of Ed and Al's teacher and her husband, or is that just me? Let me know. Anyways, the final twist in episode 2 is that Asa, who might I remind you was slaughtering a whole village an episode ago, is there for Yuru and she cares for him. While we're on the run from her for now, I wouldn't be surprised if we joined forces and the village was actually the evil ones all along, but maybe that's too simple for an Arakawa story. But you see what I'm saying? The story is built and runs off of plot twists and not knowing who to trust. The structure is to establish the flow and new normal, and then bring it to a screeching halt by the next twist it was building towards, and then rinse and repeat. Her stories snowball, which allows the story to unfold naturally, but only while introducing new mysteries and problems for every solved one. It works so well because
So basically, kind of like the One Piece formula. We get mystery solved, but then there's also a bunch of new foreshadowing and mysteries. Basically, One Piece. Basically, Oda.
introduces world-building elements not in a bunch of exposition, but through action that puts the main characters in increasingly complicated moral situations. It's why halfway through Fullmetal Alchemist, you still don't really know who to trust or what the end will look like. When you go back and watch the first episode of Fullmetal Alchemist, either version will do, everything is there. For Brotherhood, just about all the secrets, twists, and lore is all woven into the first episode. The first episode works just fine on its own, but when you look a little closer, Brotherhood literally starts by outlining the circle in the city. And all of this really made me realize something. Arakawa has absolutely mastered the ability to use plot twists, not as a gimmick, but as a core of her story and world building. And that's why her twists, and in this case, Diamonds of the Shadow Realm, hits different.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just give this show the 3 episode test. I'll wait until like at least 3 episodes are out, and I'll try and maybe keep it on my radar. But so far, it doesn't look like it's gonna necessarily probably be the anime just for me personally. Maybe you guys would like it, which is cool, but I couldn't even really get into like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, bro. I don't know what it is. I guess maybe I'm just a mainstream shonen slop fan or whatever. But I mean, it's just like I don't know. I've watched like my favorite animes again, like Hunter x Hunter, Death Note, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I also like Gachi Akuda, Sakamoto Day Season 2, obviously Jujutsu Kaisen, every day, bro. JJK speak. But yeah, I guess I'll keep this on my radar. I'll just give it like a good 3 episode test, keep up with it a little bit. But yeah.
Let me know in the comments what you're thinking of Diamonds of the Shadow Realm so
I think there's only 1 episode out, so again, we can't really make any huge judgments yet. But I like that they're putting in like two like multiple plot twists already in the first episode. That's looking like that's giving it some potential. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look bad.